being human and feeling all these things that music makes you feel. That's what it should
experiencing being human, because the song that you were singing, I can't remember the whole night, but because it was amazing. But the part where the song where she was like, "I'm really happy, done. All I can do is cry," and I was like, "I get you, girl." Like the person who wrote that and the feelings that they had when they were writing that, all the way down to today, we all can understand that. Like, how amazing is that to be able to communicate, to travel through time and be able to communicate with them.
And you know what's funny is that how David wrote those words, he looked like an accountant. He was like a quiet, dirty, shy guy who you would look at him and go, "Oh, he looks very boring." He writes the most insightful. He wrote Alfie. Out of him comes these incredible lyrics that just make people feel things, and that's the goal. It's just those universal things where I've been there too, and that's what I think draws you in and makes them.
Well, you had the room, like our friends down in Carlisle told us about this place, right? So yeah, we got to bring you. So my wife and I were like looking on who's going to be, and then when we saw you, we're like, dude, that's the night you have to book. And so this is our first time here, and we're LA people. We've never been.
Well,
but they just moved here.
Okay.
Now they're sold. This is the thing.
And so now we're super cool. So
and then hang out in the secret Liza room.
So here's the thing: we're going to take them downstairs. You do need to go to the rendition room. It's a very special place.
Yes, the speakeasy.
It's a speakeasy. It's very special. There's kind of a classic. So if you do, after you're done with your interview, come down. You have to check it out.
Definitely.
It will take you back in time.
I just saw a peek of it, and I was like, that's where I want to be.
There's something special about it. So we're going to take our friends so you get interviewed.
Yeah, okay. But I'm definitely going to come down and check it out.
Yeah.
For sure. But
so you're telling me as soon as I hook up the microphone, you're going to leave now?
Yes. I'm going down to the rendition room.
Love it. You're going to leave, and I didn't get my interview from you. So tell me real quick, what did you think about this evening?
After Midnight, I think it's like one of my favorite.
It's like ear candy. I mean, my ears were weeping, and then my eyes were weeping. I mean, it's very memorable. I'm gonna remember this night. Forever. I mean, I was so moved by her perfect voice.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Your first time hearing her?
First time hearing her, other than about 6 notes that I heard on a YouTube video.
Wow.
And as soon as I heard that, I texted my friend Donna. I said, because she says, we need to figure out when to take you to the rendition room for the first time. And I said, this is the show we have to go to.
Yes.
And she's like, do you know this woman? I said, I've never seen her perform. And I said, I just watched about 6 notes, about a couple bars. And I said, I have to see her live.
It's like an emotional journey listening to her. She takes you on this journey throughout each song, but she gives you a little background. But when she sings it, it's like this whole nother song than the background that it had. And tonight was Burt Bacharach night.
Unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable. I'm emotional roller coaster. Like, I mean, music moves me, and just her voices. I've never heard such perfection.
Beautiful. Michael Feinstein's restaurant here that you're at. Never thought you were going to be here. Did you just move here? Did I just hear them say that?
We moved here 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah, and so we met Donna and her husband Carlisle. We joined.
Donna's over there because she doesn't want to be on camera, but you can hear her beautiful laugh. Okay, go ahead.
And so Donna and Carla are our new friends, and so they said, "Oh, the rendition room," and we're like, "What's that?" They were like, "Oh, we have to take you," and I'm like, "Okay, let's go." But then we kind of had like, "Okay, well, what do you want to go see?" There's so many shows and performances, and this was it. But how are you gonna beat this? Yeah. Oh my gosh!
I was gonna say, unless you're at the Rose Bowl or Hollywood Bowl, this was intimate. It was one song after another. But I have to ask, 2 songs that you could think of, lyrics or whatever, that really stuck out to you. Anything that you could think of before we have our interview with Allyson.
You know what? Actually, I'll take the two that are in a different language, the German song and the French song. Honestly, because I love that you can sing in another language and you can still feel the emotion.
Yeah.
Like that's so amazing. And my husband always says that German is such an ugly language, and so he's sitting there and he's laughing, and I'm like, but that's still beautiful.
Right.
And so, and then at the end when she translated that, I'm like, yes. So, and then the French song at the end, I'm just sobbing.
Yeah. I think all of us were thrown for a loop. But what I need before you go, I know he's in a deep conversation over there. Can we get him to come? Is that your husband? Is your yeah. Can we? He's got Allison's attention, so I hate to interrupt him, but I wanted to get both of you. Hey, I saw him come in. He was charming. I saw him when I was sitting outside.
And he turns it on.
Hey, you know what? He could charm me out of my money with that pocket scarf the way he is right now. But I can't get it. Look, I can't get his attention. He is locked into Allison right now. Is that what it is?
You're the only person in the room.
Hey,
He turns it on.
you get locked in. Wait, everybody can't see him, so let's move this over. Hopefully they can see. There he is right there. Look at that smile on that man right there. Oh, look at he heard. We got him. He's blushing. He's blushing. He is blushing right now. He is blushing.
I didn't know the interview started.
There she is. Well, actually, what we were going to do was interview her because she was full of tears as she came in, and they were she was so happy for your performance, and then you came in. So why don't both of you, new friends? She picked up a new fan club today, right here. This is it, right here. So, can we just have one moment where all of you are together here? Anybody that wants to be on? Can we? No, can we just all of you together? With the singer of the year is here, everybody. So everybody, one time, please. We love you very much. So everybody, right? We love her, don't we? She is the best.
She always has a box of
Undoubtedly. I'm excited to be bringing the classics and the good old classic music back for people for the first time or the second time.
Yeah. And by the way, everybody, she is moving here. She's not going back. All of you New Yorkers. By the way, the love of her life, the man that's at home waiting for her, or wherever he may be, she's not coming back. Pack your stuff. Well, he ain't got no choice. You got to come. He's coming out here. We got 2 new Californians. All right, we love each and every one of you, but get out of here. Hey, we'll see you. We'll see you guys. Yeah, soon. Hey, man. Great job, man. Seriously. I was trying to get both of you together, but you were locked in, being charming and handsome and stuff. Pocket scarf, carrying on. I was going to wear mine. You look so good. I love you guys. Thank you very much for doing this. I don't know what to do because we're just throwing this together.
Oh, it's reversed.
And it's totally weird, kind of reversed. So we don't have to be perfect because we are literally testing this out with you. And according to Brad and everyone else, we have been welcomed back because of you. Awesome. We came for you, and now we're going to be interviewing people at Feinsteins. So for our new channel that's coming. And right now, whether this goes out perfectly or not, we don't know. The evening was really beautiful with you. You were exceptional. And you were willing to come on our show way back when we were guinea pigging people to see who we were going to move to our, hopefully eventually, TV channel one day. Yeah. And this is the first of moving in that direction. So I am trying not to, they know, as my daughters are here, many of you have never seen them or met them unless you've done a show because they don't like getting on camera. They're my executive producers. But you got to actually see them and meet them. And you're like the third person out of 500 guests that have ever seen and met them.
The magic.
I am starstruck by you. And I don't get starstruck, as they know. They look at them, they're nodding their heads. I've met a lot of people in my lifetime doing this and other things. And Brad and I were like 2-year-olds talking about you before the show. And Brad was going this and this, going back and forth because you have talent beyond belief. But I want to talk about something else. Mm-hmm. I want you to talk about what made you the type of person that Michael wanted to sing with, work with, that Michael Feinstein saw something about you. Now, Brad told me some stuff. We've all talked about stuff that I know. I want to know from your perspective, why are you here in this restaurant? And this is not the first one. You just did one, right? One of his other restaurants.
Yeah, last week, in Carmel, Indiana. I did this concert for the very first time last week at Hotel Carmichael. And that's a great question, actually. I was wondering that when I walked in, when I was at Carnegie Hall. I was like, why am I here? How did I get here? But I guess, hopefully, Michael saw potential in me. What was it, 6 or 7 years ago? He found me and saw that I had this love of it's not just classic music or it's not just old school music. It's music that has a certain quality, like we were saying, music that has the vulnerability and the openness to bring anybody and everybody in and experience the human experience. And it makes you go places and get stuck in your head, and it makes you think about things. And that's what I've always been obsessed with, is music that moves you in one way or another. And so I think he sensed that in me, and I've been able to refine that expression in the last several years. But I think, you're on that page or you're not, and I think he must have known that I was. So
I have to say, talking with Brad, then listening to the audience and what they were saying while you're singing, I couldn't record it all, but people were crying. And that's why I couldn't record it, because it's just something inside of me go like, man, that's some really great content and footage. I can't do it though. You were taking 60 and 70, wait, I'm 60 years old. Let me rephrase that. 70 and 80 year olds, 60, 70, 80 year olds. You were taking them down this journey. Peggy Lee's granddaughter was here.
Miss Holly Foster Wells or something.
Yes. So you sang some Peggy Lee standards. You did a lot of things. This is Burt Bacharach night. So much happened tonight that you're the performer. But for us in the audience, what did you see from the stage, from some of the faces, and you heard?
So I could hear more than I could see, but what I saw were heads moving and swaying, and I could hear people humming along, and I was glad, because a lot of times it's hard for people now to like let their guard down and get into it, because I don't want to look dumb, But like everybody was just here ready to have this great experience, and so I could hear everyone like singing along, and that was awesome. So like especially by the end, when everyone was singing That's What Friends Are For, it's like, okay, yes, this is what I was going for.
So before the show started, 2 hours before the show, I was here, and I got to watch people, and to watch them read the sign out front. I don't know. Have you saw the sign out front? Not the chalk sign. They actually, okay. So people were stopping, reading the sign, walking past it, and then a little bit later, I saw them come back dressed to go to the show.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I'm amazed that so many people were willing to come in and listen to someone they never heard before, only to have the experience that we just had, where she literally, when she came in here, she was literally ready to just bawl her eyes out, because she had never been through what you just took her through. So what is it that, if you had to describe it, I know my daughters and I could describe to you what we just went through. It's kind of what you were kind enough to give me a snippet of when you came on our show many moons ago. But what is it that you believe you take people through? What journey do you take them through when you're singing? What do you think you're delivering to people?
What I hope is helping them to just allow themselves to get into the music and the message of the music. Simple doesn't mean easy. Complicated doesn't mean good.
Okay.
So we're increasingly a society that's not okay with gentle, simple, vulnerable, calm even. So we feel like there needs to be all this stuff happening, but and it's hard, because you're fighting your instincts of like, what everybody else in my field is doing. So I'm trying to allow people to experience music again like we used to, where you usually put down your phone and you just get it involved, engrossed in the music. Every song itself has a story, and that's what I'm focused on, is telling the story, which is ultimately a human experience that we all can relate to at some point, which is why all these songs are classic, because they were written by amazing writers who know what that little story in that little song is and what the point of it is. I've never ever sing a song just for the heck of singing. Whether it's a song I don't even want to sing, and if it's a request from a bride who wants me to sing her special song, I find a way to make it personal to me and to mean it, if that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. And I think I've taken more than enough time, because I know others want you. And they want to kidnap you, and you deserve to be with them. This was all impromptu to everybody. As you know, the way we do things, we try to schedule everything out, but we had to come see you tonight.
Oh, thank you.
And we were thinking about taking you to Malibu and doing a whole bunch of things with you. And then you said Michael Feinstein, and I went like, what the? We're going. Yeah. Well, so thank
now
you.
You guys have a new weekly hang, right?
Well, actually, we told him we're only going to come here when he brings you back.
Oh, all right. So we're bribing him. Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Yes. No, we've already discussed this with Irene. She got to put you on the itinerary. So she gave her.
I have my whole schedule figured out. I don't know any of this.
We have her card, so we're going to try to influence her to put her on the schedule again. So thank you very much. You're absolutely.
Well, thank you for.
Thank you for making me cry. She made me cry. So everybody say your applause. Okay, I'm getting rid of you people. I'll talk to you again. Bye.